Okay, in this diagram, I'm going to show you how each team would assist and how we would work together to complete a mission. We're going to split into 5 teams. Alpha team, which we will talk about later, Bravo team, Charlie team, Delta team, and Echo team. These 5 teams are going to use a keep it simple, stupid system to allow us to effectively clear missions and not have so much tension. We're going to use simple tactics here so that we can make the game much more enjoyable for us. I know there's more complicated tactics out there, but those are not for us at the moment. And if you decide to implement more complicated tactics, make sure your team is okay with that before implementing those tactics. Now, the basic tactics that we're going to follow are like this. We're going to split into these teams, and then each team will have an area that they will need to clear before they assist or till they move into other areas. They need to clear their areas as fast as possible with the help of their teams. Now, to get a little more detailed into this, I'm going to bring a map up here. Now, if you see, I brought this map up. This map will have a mission. Let's go down here and move this real quick. Okay, so here I have a map of Arma, and you can see we have one of the missions has spawned on it because we know what the missions look like now. Okay, so if you hover your mouse in the game over it, it'll give you these little red lines, and it'll help you kind of figure out what your area is and what you need, depending on what team you're with. Now, if you're Bravo team will cover all of this area. Charlie team will cover all of this area. Delta team, all of this area of the mission. Echo team will cover all of this area. If you need more help understanding that, I'm going to add this. This is a rule of thumb that you can use. If you are Bravo team, you will be covering the northwest. If you are Charlie team, you will be covering the northeast. If you are Delta team, you will be covering the southwest. If you are Echo team, you will be covering the southeast. Now, to make this a little more clear, I'm going to have this brought up here so that you can see. So this is where Bravo team would move in to the area here. This is where Delta would move in, Echo and Charlie in the same. Now when you move into these areas, this is how your units will split out to. Now you can see how your teams would slowly start to set up. Overwatch will find an area. This is Bravo's Overwatch. You will have 4 Overwatch teams and you would have 4 fire teams. Okay, Bravo Overwatch would set up somewhere in this area, and they can actually move down. It depends on how close they need to get and what they can effectively cover. I don't care how far Overwatch moves in, as long as they can effectively cover their area. Same goes with all. Once Overwatch is set up, Bravo's fire team will move in with the aid of their own Overwatch and try to clear their area as fast as possible. Echo team, you would never push over to help Bravo. You're never going to push straight across. So Echo team, you could help Delta or Charlie, but you cannot help Bravo. You're not going to push straight across. Same with Bravo. Bravo, you would not push straight across to help Echo. Charlie, you would not push straight across to help Delta, and Delta would not push straight across to help Charlie. Once you've cleared your area, then you can find wherever the most resistance is and you can move into those areas to help them. But make sure your area is clear before moving into another area to help them. 100% clear. So how does Alpha play their role in this? We can see how each 4 of these can play, but how does Alpha play their role? This is how Alpha plays their role. This is Alpha team. Alpha team does not have an overwatch. Therefore, they are at much higher risk at being killed. When each group sets up to move in, Alpha Team will move with one of these groups. Alpha Team needs overwatch protection. They'll call the grids or the sections that they need aid from. But mostly Alpha Team is here to just basically kick up the dust and get these guys moving so that the fire teams can come in and properly clear without getting ambushed or something like that. If an ambush is going to hit, hopefully Alpha Team will hit the ambush before the fire team from one of these groups falls into it. Alpha Team plays the biggest risk in with no reward in this situation, and that's what Alpha Team will do. So here you can see when everyone is set up, Alpha Team will be the first team that moves in. Alpha Team will move in, and as soon as Alpha Team moves in and they're at a spot they're ready to go, they will call the start. If Alpha Team gets any resistance trying to move in close and fire starts, then everyone will start to engage once fire starts, and the rules of engagement is fire at will. Until Alpha Team gives the cue to fire, no one is to fire any weapons under any circumstances unless it's life threatening. It has to be life threatening for anyone to open fire without permission until Alpha Team gives the okay to engage. This is the basic template here that we're going to use. Overwatches will set up in their areas depending on what team they're with. Then their fire teams will set up near their overwatches, and their fire teams will move in with their overwatches providing cover for them. Fire teams, you're to move in and you're to take out as many targets as you can find in your area and clear it. Overwatch, you're to provide overwatch for your fire team, and you're to take out any primary targets. Primary targets would be any flanks that your fire teams could not see. Save your ammo, Overwatch. You're going to need it. If the fire team can take it out, let the fire team take it out. But if it's a blind flank or something that's coming in on your fire teams and the fire teams can't see it, take it out and protect your targets. Primary targets for Overwatch are going to be any heavy guns, any kind of missile or rocket launchers of any sort, any kind of vehicles that have guns on them, the gunners themselves and things like that. Those are primary targets. And vehicle drivers, those are primary targets as well. Make sure you do not risk feeding too much information to your fire teams and get them killed. Only tell them the information they need to know and about things in that order. Alpha Team will be providing a lot of information as they're moving quickly through the inner areas, so everyone will need to rely on Alpha Team's information of what they're seeing as they're moving quickly. Overwatch, if you see something that Alpha Team doesn't call out, another group moving in or reinforcements or things like that, you will let your fire teams know this when you see it moving in. You're going to explain direction based on north, south, east, and west. We're not going to call grids of where people are at unless someone requests grid of where target's at. With that said, I think we're ready to play some ARMA and try these tactics out and slowly develop them from there. Thank you.